Hey everyone, it's Sam here, and today I'm going to show you how to make this fun interactive card. It's just a simple squash kind of springy side box card, but I've added a couple of fun little interactive elements onto this one to create this fun space theme. You are out of this world, and it all displays really nicely. It folds down to 6x6 and you've got all your space on the back there to be able to write your message. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make it. So I'm using the Cute Care Bears Across the Miles. This is the paper pad. I think I'm going to add one of these extra sheets. I've already stuck some down, but I've just thought of another pattern I think would look better. And I'm using this set here, the Travel Pass. It's got the cute astronaut, which I've already coloured in. You've got the little one with his head poking out of the spaceship. And I've got a few of the little stars there. So I've coloured those ones in. But there is also the ephemera. You get absolutely tons. So if you don't like colouring, then you can create exactly the same card with the ephemera and the paper pack. But also if you've got this collection, I've used these as a reference for colouring. So you can see that one and then that one. They're handy for that as well. You can make this any size card. So the reason this is 5.5, because it was going to be a different kind of style card and then I changed it. So I've got two pieces in the white that are 5.5 squared. But if you want to do a 6x6 card, then cut two pieces of 6x6. If you want it to be 5x7, 8x8, 7x7, whatever card size you like to make, cut two pieces. And then cut two pieces of pattern paper to go on top. So these are just a little bit shorter than the 5.5, so they're 5.25 squared. But if you've done 6x6, you'd do 5.75 squared. Just drop the size down by 1/4 of an inch. That's what I tend to do anyway. So two pieces in the white card and then your pattern paper. So this is going to be on the front of the card. This is what you'll see. And then he is going to be spinning around in the middle of the circle. But I think when you look through, you're going to see this design, but I don't know if he really stands out as much. So I think I might have that on the back with a matte layer. And then I think he's going to stand out better against maybe that one instead. And that I think works better with this paper. See him against that in the middle of that, I think it's going to be better. So I'm going to cut this down to 5.25 squared and stick that on there. And then what I'll do for my matte layer on the back is, I think I'll cut myself a piece of, because I want to see some of that pattern paper. I don't want to, you know, lose it. So let's do, I'll do a piece of 3.5 squared. Because that's going to be plenty of space to write my message. But then the pattern paper isn't all hidden. So that's going to be the back of my card. Okay, so I've got all of those now ready. You can see I've stuck that on the back there. I've just stuck that piece down. For the side little springy parts, you'll want two pieces of 3 by 5.5, or yours might be, if it's a 5x7, then you'd want two pieces of 3 by 7. If it's 6x6, two pieces of 3 by 6. So the longest side is the height or the width of your card. This is the width that you'll need just to make the concertina. So along the 3-inch side, you're going to score at half, 1, 1.5, 2, and 2.5. And you're going to create a mountain, valley, mountain, valley, and then finish with the mountain folds. You should have 3 mountain folds. You're going to take your background, the piece that you're going to see as you look into the card, and you can stick that one on that end. Remember the 3 mountain folds facing out, and then this one, the 3 mountain folds facing out. So I'm just going to run the glue all the way down. You might want to use some double-sided tape, up to you. Just line this up to the very edge of the card. If you want, you might want to cut your paper after. You might want to stick this down first and then cut your pattern paper, so it kind of goes over the top of this. Or maybe I could, I wonder if I could do that. I wonder if I could just slide them underneath. Yeah, I think I could. So actually, because I've got a little bit of wiggle room with that glue that I just used, I can lift this up and then stick this one down. So if you want it to be more concealed, I guess, then you can do like so. So I'll just take that one off. I think I've got away with that. I've managed to wipe that glue off because there is a coating on the card. There we go. So whilst that's drying, this one here, you want to take some circle dies. If you don't have any dies, you can cut a square shape, you can draw around something. There's lots of ways of, you know, to create your aperture, but I want to have, I've got loads of circle dies, but I just thought these ones would be big enough. But if I have that one, I want him, yeah, he's going to have plenty of room to spin. So I'm going to cut this one, which is a 3 3/4 diameter. it right in the middle. So I'm just going to run that through my machine. And now that can stick over the top. So we've just got a nice springy box card. I've done so many of these, but it is a style that just works so well for many occasions and themes. And I just thought for this kind of space scene, this would be really good. Plus I needed a little bit of dimension on the sides for the spinner. You could put some acetate behind this as well if you want. That would look quite nice. You could still do that before or after you stick this down. It's easy to slide the acetate underneath. But you're just lining it up the outer edge then. Just make sure that when it folds down, everything lines up. There we go. Okay, so I've got my spinners here. Now, because when this is displayed, it's going to be up this way, I need to make sure that when he finishes spinning, he's upright. But then because he's in space, it probably wouldn't be a bad thing if he was this way anyway. But I'm going to have him so he's facing the right way. I think I'm also going to add a frame. I think I'm going to use this largest die. I just thought then, yeah, I'm going to frame this in a minute. I might use some holographic card. So I'm going to take my spinner and I'm going to stick him more towards, you know, the top half of him, just so that then the weight is on the bottom, so he will just fall into that, you know, orientation when he's finished spinning. So I'm going to take a little bit of tape. I'm going to use my red tape for this because I want to make sure it is nice and strong. And I'm just going to pop a little bit on the top and the back side of the spinner. These are linked below my videos. You can also get small little nail art spinners as well. This is a bit thicker, but the thickness of the card, it's not going to, you know, it's going to fit in that space perfectly, so it works out fine. Take the backing off. Like I said, I want him to be, I'm going to position this more towards the top there. Just check it spins, which it does. Now I'm looking at getting him centered in the card, about there. And now he's gone crazy in space. He's completely lost in space. But when that stands up, can you see? It will eventually, once he stops moving, he's the right way up. So it displays really nicely once the sentiment's there as well. So that is perfect. I absolutely love that. Now this one I thought would be nice to have stuck on the back, just right on the card there, along with some of the stars. Again, I'm kind of looking at when it's, you know, not moving, it's still, it's displayed. I want you to be able to see these little, you know, elements. And I'm going to pop those up on a little bit of foam because he's higher than them all, so he won't catch. I think maybe the stars, I'll pop some foam on them. That one I'll just keep it stuck right down. And then to create the frame, I'm going to use the bigger die that I've got here and the original one. And you just want to stick them together and you'll see you've got that ring, and then you can die cut that with whatever it is you want. So I'm going to use the holographic card. I think I might have a piece big enough here actually. Yeah, perfect. I'm going to run that through, stick that on top, and I'm also going to add my sentiment. Okay, so I've nearly finished it. So you can see that again, how that spins. I've popped my sentiment, and that's how it will be when it's all, you know, upright and displayed. But I thought this one actually I'm going to have on the front here on a wobbler. So we've got a wobbler and we've got a spinner. But if you don't have any of these things, pop a few layers of foam behind him. You can concertina fold some cardstock and pop it behind things like this or him, and that will, you know, give him a bit of a spring. I've shared different ways of adding interactive elements to your cards without having, you know, these little extras, I guess. So, you know, you can still create this kind of card without having these exact same bits. I'm just going to pop that one behind there, and then that one can go there. There we go. So now we've got our wobbler there. He's spinning, but he moves about as well. And then for the last little bit of detail, because he's got his astronaut suit on, I'm going to use my dimensional gloss, but I'm going to just cover all of the top part of the glass there on his helmet. And then once that's dry, it will be a bit cloudy when it goes on, but once it's dried clear, it should look really cool. And I might add a little bit onto those little bits there as well, maybe onto the stars. Okay, so there is the finished card. I've got some of my glaze is still just, it's nearly dry, but it's a little bit cloudy, but you can see how cool he looks as he spins around. And then when he starts to slow down, he will be upright, and then it's ready to be displayed. I think it's just lovely. And then of course, yeah, you've got the little wobbler there as well. So a really fun interactive card that will all fold down and will go into a 6x6 envelope, or you can pop it in a box envelope if you want to. I think it's adorable. Love making this one. So as always, thank you for watching. I will link all of the products that I've used in the description box below. Please give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed today, and make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on, and that way you won't miss out on any future videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.